really every 3 months, and then we get a total for the year. It's very interesting to see what the Queen does, what the Prince of Wales gets up to, and I think somebody that would look at this regularly would realise just how busy they are.
According to Tim's statistics, published every year in a letter to the Times, Princess Anne is the busiest royal worker.
I think she's patron of over 200 charities.
200 charities?
That's what I was told by Kevin this morning. It was just amazing.
Last year, she carried out a total of 595 engagements in the UK and abroad.
And furthermore, they're allowed a call on once in a year.
Yes.
Princess Anne receives so many invitations that some people get the royal brush off.
Why do I say no? I wouldn't dream of telling you that. No, I don't. You have to say no. Quite often, I'm sorry to say, it's because you get clashes, quite simply. You just can't do everything on the same day.
Today is typical. 3 engagements in Hampshire, then a flight back to London for 2 meetings, a reception and a dinner.
Just on site. Just on site. Lorraine, we're just on site. Okay.
The purpose is always to aid good causes.
You hope it raises the profile of those who are doing a really good job on the ground, and that's more than anything else. It's probably what you're trying to do. It's nice to be able to have a moment to reflect on what they have achieved.
If value is judged by the number of visits, Princess Anne comes out on top.
Do you try and keep sort of one person to a case, so to speak?
But at the moment, there is no way of gauging the actual benefit of the royal effort.
There are not many engagements you can try and measure whether you actually made a difference. Evaluation is more the perspective of the organisations you visit.
Back in her Buckingham Palace office, there are charities to meet before tonight's reception and dinner. The princess used to be uneasy in public and gained a reputation with some for being standoffish.
Just occasionally you remember with a sort of cold sweat how awful you were when you started and how crass everything you said seemed to be. So I think I rather hope that I may have improved. I think it is about having been around for a long time and finding the ways that the commonalities that people enjoy. And there are many more of those than you would think. When you joined, were there other members of the family in the cadets at the same time?
No, it was just friends of the family that was in our family child.
Since Prince Edward gave up his career in the commercial world, he's been working at what the palace calls supporting the Queen. Last year, he had 418 engagements.
Thanks very much.
Royal Highness, welcome
Good
to
morning.
sunny Yorkshire.
Thank you very much indeed, yes.
Quite something.
So, was it sunny earlier on today? Or
No,
oh.
yesterday when your sister was here.
Ah, was she?
Yes.
Oh, it's typical, isn't it?
My husband, Marshall Ross.
We try very hard to avoid conflict. But then today's been a perfect example. The Princess Royal was only here yesterday, but doing completely different things.
Each member of the royal family has different interests and causes they choose to champion. They try not to overlap.
The 3 emotive ones are children, animals and disease. You won't find many of those on my list of patronages because they're emotive enough, and I think they can. I mean, I'll support them where, you know, as and when, and I'll go and visit things that they're doing. They're doing good work, but I won't necessarily become engaged as a patron. But that's my own personal feeling.
Prince Edward's wife, Sophie, is happy to take up the sort of causes that her husband forgoes. She's visiting the Berkshire County Blind Society.
Her Royal Highness, the Countess of Wessex, is about to arrive in the hall. She has arrived in the hall. Please give Her Royal Highness a warm welcome with your applause.
Every visit is different. You have no idea the sorts of characters that you're going to meet. You hope that you're going to meet characters, because that always makes it much easier in that sense.
I'm wearing a sort of pinky kind of clothes, yes. I was just explaining to the lady, with your hand, it's got pleats across the front.
It's a bit like doing an exam, really. You have no idea at the end of the day whether or not you've actually scored all, got the ticks in the right boxes, whether your examiner thinks you've done a good job.
Prince Edward focuses on youth, sport and the arts. As a student, he was a keen amateur dramatist. What he learned on the stage has helped him since.
Well, as anybody knows, you should never really be seen on stage with children or animals, because you never know what they're going to do, and there are always smart Alex in the crowd.
You used to go to the school here?
Yeah, I'm the one who did ballet, come on.
Plaque unveiling is a royal skill, and the Prince is something of a showman.
And I would try and make this look as slick and as professional as possible.
There's no knack with plaques, trying to make it a bit more than just, in a sense, just pulling the cord.
It's all gone awfully quiet. I hate to disappoint you, but the unveiling of a plaque is not necessarily the most exciting thing that's happened in your lives.
In some places, it can be quite effective.
We'll try and make this look as slick and as professional as possible.
One can actually create quite a good buzz out of it and get quite a good reaction out of what could otherwise be really quite a dull exercise.
Congratulations to you all. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
You're quite used to sort of just seeing a sort of sea of cameras and sort of flashbulbs going off. But because of the way that the mobile telephone works, it's got a very small lens, so everybody has to thrust this thing. Everyone, for some strange reason, they're all arm's length. I don't know why, but anyway, so it always makes it look even more bizarre. That's what we call in the trades an occupational hazard.
There's always something being pointed in your direction. You'll never quite know, because which bits of you they're recording. So you see. I'm all right, yes. I'm still alive.
Urban regeneration is another keen interest of Prince Charles.
Daniel Banfield, one of our receptionists.
Is it the bulletproof glass?
Yeah, it's polycarb. Yes. Oh. Caroline, another one of our receptionists.
So do you do...
morning shift.
Morning shift.
Danielle,
Job
an
shift.
And the morning one doesn't start too early?
No.
Oh, it's not too
Built
So
in.
who does all the cleaning?
Callum, who's gone off because she's exhausted. I'm sorry to say. Oh, so there you go, she's absolutely shattered.
You haven't had to paint too much.
Well, they have touched up around, haven't you, folks? So, basically...
I do have my uses, you see.
I thought he was quite funny at times. He's sort of on the ball with the banter, isn't he? He's approachable, isn't he? That's the way he's looking for. He's not. At least he just doesn't just shake your hands and walk along. He had some space in every person, doesn't he? So he shows an interest.
The Prince's Trust, which he set up on leaving the Navy, has helped hundreds of thousands get a start in life. Errol Graham received £500 to set up a music business.
Over 30 years ago, I do believe I was one of the first recipients of the Prince's Trust.
Was it 30 years ago? You don't look too bad on it.
When we received the money, we were supposed to meet the Prince the following year. We were young men at the time, declined. We kind of seen it as if like the Prince inherited a wealth. A lot of that wealth has come from the transatlantic slave trade and so on. So the mindset, you know, as a young man was, so he should give us the money.
Slightly intrigued you. It's going on well. Yeah. We seem to have a good rapport, me and His Royal Highness. I don't think I could move myself like that, though. Not in this condition.
When are you due?
July.
Yeah. Hope it's not too hot. It's a killer.
Oh, tell me about it.
I do say sorry for ladies who have to go through.
Oh, and I believe we're meant to be in the hostel summer as well. Great one.